Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for tapping in, turning on, tuning in with I. I am so happy that you're here. For those this me intro me introing that way already weaned out those that were false in narrative and shit like that. I can't stand her, and they click the fuckity off. Great, because high vibes cannot be tolerated by low vibrational energy. Oh, trust and believe. And the more that you keep exalting your energy and the more that you keep raising your vibration, trust. You're going to come across people that can't even stand to be around you. But guess what that sounds like? That sounds like a dim problem. That sounds like, yo, that's too bad for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just interesting. It's funny too because like when I get really annoying, my daughter will be like, you're just doing it to be annoying. And it's just funny because it's just like it's like that energy of look, you hear the sirens? It's like the energy of it's like the energy of an annoying child. And I don't know, maybe it's because I work with children a lot. So I don't know, but welcome my mom and my grandpa here with us. This is just, it's an iconic picture because they're both in here. And it's interestingly enough, that's not my mother's father. That's my father's father. But my father's father loved my mother. He went to war and stuff like that for my mom. And so this is just an epic picture, right? And so that's me right there too. And I just, they're here, they're always here, but it is what it is. Hi, hello. So get comfy, get your notebook. We're going to eat our manna. It's going to come in whatever freestyle galactic form it's going to come in. Nothing here is scripted. I will be taking breaks. I got some time right now. This is the time I set to do that which I will. The month of May for me, since I'm just talking about the month of May in general for me, is always a busy, chaotic. It doesn't have to be chaotic, but I'm just saying like it's always a very busy month for me in terms of everything because then you have certain even like you have Mother's Day, not that I whatever, but still have to observe it for conditioning purposes, like with family and stuff like that. Then you got my grandma's birthday. Then before you have my cousin's birthday. Then you have my daughter's birthday. Then you have this, and then you have that, and then you have Memorial Day weekend and all this other kind of stuff. And now the anniversary to my grandpa's passing, which makes 1 year. Yeah, so soon. Either way, welcome. And for those of you whom have lost loved ones here in the 3D, I'm not gonna get all emotional right here in the beginning, but I feel like my eyes are ready, and I'm like, dude, my fucking allergies have been acting up like crazy. So we need to stop these waterworks because I just want to get through without crying today, right? Because it just aggravates me because I'm gonna keep blowing my nose. I mean, I'm not getting aggravated; it's just annoying. But yeah, so welcome. Either way, okay, granted. So guess what this one is? It's the one that I've been excited to do, anticipating. It is this lucky girl guy era time because Jupiter is in Taurus, right? And so that is what this video is going to be all about. So for those of you tapped in, turned on, tuned in, like I said, it's going to be a long one. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. But if you watching my YouTube, you see my name. I think it's just so funny because I was talking about this the other day with a certain somebody, and they were like, no, like really, like I don't know what more of a perfect name for you than Enchantress the Babbler. And this person is nothing mystical, nothing like spiritual, nothing like um they're you know they're stoic, they're very traditional, modern, right? Very like it's just very straight and narrow, like, and not very whimsical like I be, right? And they're like, I don't know any other perfect name for you like that was just perfect. And it's just interesting too because Jennifer, right? That's my name. And the origins of Jennifer is Guinevere, right? And so if you know Lady Guinevere and all this kind of stuff and all this kind of stuff, but the origins of that is um the White Enchantress. So the origins of Jennifer in itself is Enchantress. Isn't that crazy? It's no wonder why I'm Enchantress on Instagram, because that shit is just like, psh, what? Right? So it's just whatever the case may be. So welcome. Anywho, I used these in the other video. Watch all my videos. I don't know, but in the other video, and I was like, because these are really old cards, and I was like, these are older than 10 plus years old, right? So I'm like, damn, how long did I have these? Like, whatever. So I went to go and check these out. Like, I'm like, okay, let me go check like these out, see what year they were like published and all this kind of shit. And do you know that these are not even, they have them. These are not like sold anywhere anymore. And if you want to find them, it's by like select by sellers. And the cheapest one that I fucking saw for this deck was like $400. Like, what? I was like, what? And I didn't even check to see if it was used. I doubt it was new, but like, yeah, they don't look at what I'm doing. So you can't even get this unless you're gonna spend top tier like dollars for this thing. So what I did was I didn't get this deck on Amazon because I got this years ago. And if I remember correctly, this was in my travels. Like I got this traveling, I don't fucking know where. And I loved it and I bonded with them. As you can see, the wear and tear of these for a long time. So my Amazon shop, I did include these because Amazon did have this in there, but it's unavailable. So the only reason why I put it in my Amazon shop, even though it's still it's unavailable through Amazon, is so that you can have the name, the details and stuff like that because people usually like this deck and I've been asked about it before and stuff like that. And so the name of it and the maker of it, it's in my Amazon shop, which is in the description box and stuff like that. If you're interested in learning more about the heart of the fairy, right? So prick up your ears. So there's people listening to you very closely, right? There's people here listening to you very closely. They're analyzing all that you're saying. Some are taking it in, they're receiving it like you're like a mentor, you're like an inspiration and things like that. And others are using it for their own greed, their own need, and they might be doing it, selfishly, not selflessly, you know what I mean? But it is what it is at the end of the day. But either way, just because I'm channeling right now, like, oh no, oh no, yeah, the plutonic plague is gonna wake those kind of people up, the ones that want to think that they can do things like, shortcut wise. But either way, yeah, the big behind, right? They gotta leave certain kind of shit behind. Either way, that's for whomever that's for, right? So I love these cards. They speak to me so eloquently. But so either way, so let's get into this Jupiter is now in Taurus type stuff, right? So Jupiter in Taurus wants us to be patient, I know. It's like, what? Be patient. I am fucking patient, but it's patient with pleasure. What do you mean? Right? So patience for your pleasure, especially for that which you seek, right? Be present for what is, right? And be prepared, be prepared, be prepared, be prepared in mind, body, heart, and soul, right? Be prepared, be prepared, be prepared in the energy that you need to be, right? The energy that you need to be, right? Right? Especially, right? For leaving behind, right? Leaving behind the energies that do not serve the abundance, the prosperity, the unlocking to your root activations of stability, right? Right? And so also realizing that this is an increase in finances, in abundance, in opportunity, right? Your bank account going up, your clientele going up, your customers going up, your if you work in a 9 to 5 or something like that, your salary going up, your tips going up. Like this is a wonderful energetic sphere, right? It's lucky. It's a lucky time. It's a lucky era. And granted, what part of the thing of this this society, this conditioning is getting things fast money, fast cars, fast this, fast that, right? But if you're seeking that fast response and having such high expectation, you're in for a rude motherfucking awakening, one. And two, where the fuck is your gratitude? And where the fuck is the enjoyment and being present for what is and also being prepared for what's to be? But enjoying things patiently, right? Observing things consciously, being mindful, right? So Jupiter in Taurus is going to be there for a full motherfucking year, right? May 25th till May 25th, 2024, right? My baby's birthday, right? So it's considered this aspect. I just want you to understand, this is why I was excited to talk about it, okay? It's considered, my darlings, it's considered to be one of the luckiest facts in astrology, whether you believe in it or not. And whether you believe in it or not, do you believe in science, baby? Do you believe in energy, baby? Do you believe in that ability to understand the science of energy? And to know that even if you don't believe in such things, the energy, the sphere, right? The influence you hear, it's still affecting things, my dear. Nearest and dearest to you, whether conscious of it or not, whether accepting of it or not, it's all happening simultaneously anyways, right? So this is Jupiter's transit, right? Through this channel, right? It's a significant, right? Because this is great grandpa mother fudging Jupiter. Me love a great grandpa Jupiter, right? It's a significant vibe shift. A significant vibe shift. Especially if you got Taurus in your chart. Especially if you got a North Node in Taurus too. That's what I hear. Right? If you got a North Node in Taurus, there may have been things that you have been stuck on, right? From a past, from the big behind, right? Because if you have a North Node in Taurus, that means you have a South Node in Scorpio, right? And so if you have a South Node in Scorpio, there might be things that you could have been tight, because Scorpio and Taurus are both fixed signs and things like that. So there were certain things that you're fixed upon, right? And so it may have been stagnant, or it may have not moved, or it may have. So this is a wonderful opportunity, because what Jupiter does, right? Jupiter is the biggest fucking planet in the solar system. Supposedly, this is if there's a solar system and there's real planets and all this kind of shit out there, whatever this world is and whatever this orb is and whatever this life is and whatever this existence is, right? If there is planetary systems out there, Jupiter's known to be the biggest one. Is that fact? Is there anything that's absolute fact? I'll let you think about that one. Okay. But Jupiter, right, expands everything that it touches, right? That's like having the motto of too much is never enough, right? Because Grandpa Jupiter knows how to expand. Grandpa Jupiter knows how to get through. Grandpa Jupiter knows how to grow things. Because infinite be Grandpa Jupiter's way, right? And and Grandpa Jupiter, King of all kings, Lord of all lords, hallelujah, hallelujah, right? Grandpa Jupiter is all about that good old-fashioned, yo, let's enjoy ourselves. Let's party. Let's have a good time. Let's do what feels good. Let's combo this in with the things that we got to be responsible about in life. Not so much, it's not like that Grandpa Jupiter lacks responsibility. Grandpa Jupiter just doesn't think about all of that, which is probably why he's so damn lucky. He don't got no weight weighing him down. He don't got no wear and tear to be like, oh no, you can't do this, excuse me? Now I'm gonna expand your you can't do this while I infinitely reach mine. Right? Kick rocks. And Grandpa Jupiter will push you, right? It's like, oh, go big or go home. There's no crying here. I know Grandpa Jupiter tells me all the time. He'd be like, stop crying. I'll be like, right? You could be 47 years old. You could have been born in 1947. You could be born in 1974. You could be life path number 4. You could be a life path number 7. Don't have to be. When I say these things, please don't feel excluded if I don't say your sign, if I don't say your name, if I don't say something that correlates specifically to you. This is overly general as can be, but if it's resonating with you, the message is what's the biggest thing to take from all this, not the smaller things when I say an astrological sign or when I say a life path number, or if I say a name or initials or this and that and that and this. No. Okay? No. The manna from here that's to be consumed is the babbles. Go big or go home. And if you don't like it, oh, I'm gonna pick it well. And if it's too much for you, that it's like, oh, I gotta watch you in parts, that might be annoying for some. Why you just can't get to the big point of it, right? But that's not studying, right? You want to win off of cliff notes. That shit is gonna make you fall off a fucking cliff. Go ahead, because you forgot the details. I don't do cliff notes. I do make cliff notes though, right? Because that's that strong Virgo side of me, right? Where it's like very detail oriented down. You should see all my study sheets. Is like, wow, this should be a textbook, right? So either way, okay. So Jupiter's in Taurus, right? Go big, go home, right? Or go home, right? Let's expand at what you have, right? And one of the I don't want to call it even a downside of Taurus, because I feel like that's an upside to Taurus, right? Where they're the epitome of pleasure, right? When we think about astrology and we think about the signs and we think about the order in which the signs come, right? We can look at Taurus, like, and I work with children, right? And I say that this is perfect. Like, if all children were to be given one sign, we can start with Taurus, Aries and Taurus, right? But if you want to go to toddler from like 2 to like 4 years old or something like that, Taurus will be the best representation for the humanoid experience, right? Because Taurus, so if you look at toddlers and you look at children that are, 1 to 4 years old or whatever, it's a new learning experience for them. And if you ever watch children play and do what they do, right, they don't know how to stop doing anything that makes them feel good, right? If you give a baby a bottle, it's going to drink the bottle until its stomach feels satisfied, right? Aries baby, right? Give me that, right? Give me more, right? And that just slides into Taurus too, right? Like give me more, because it's all about pleasure and activating your senses of pleasure, right? So think about kids. They love to play. They play with it, with their imagination. They play with toys. If you give them a candy, they want more. If you give them something that tastes good, they want more. If you give them an activity that they enjoy, I want more. And if not, they can have a fit. If you try to stop, come on, we got to go home now, we got to leave, like, right? Try to tell a kid after an hour in the park, let's go, and they're like, no, please, no. Because they don't know how to stop, right? They don't know how to stop doing what feels so good. So I don't want to call that a downside, because I think that in this world and the way that it is, and with all the fucking fucked up shit that just happens in all of our lives, right, that can taint our human experience, I think that, if it's not harming anyone, I wish we can all learn to have a good time again, enjoy simple pleasures to ourselves, like whatever that simple pleasure is for ourselves, and let's not stop doing it. Let's continue to do that which makes us feel good. Let's continue to live how in the ways that make us feel so great, right? So it's about the combination of indulgence and pleasure, right? So what is the doctor ordering, right? What is, right? Oh, right. So, and then we also have, even though I feel like, right, but it's post Mercury retrograde, right? How long is the post season? Because it ended on my grandma's birthday, right? The 14th, right? But either way, right? So this new energy, right? Bursting through the seams, right? And it's in a sign of Taurus energy, right? It's fresh. It's the energy of spring, so it's blooming, right? It's blooming, and then it's the spark of something primal. Because the reason I say that is because if it's the spark of something primal, we go back to the indulgence and pleasure. I feel like pleasure is primal instinct. It's like, it's this primal, like in our most natural of energies to feel and stuff like that. Like our instincts are primal, are like, these primal instincts, these primal pleasures, like it's innate in you. Your desire for pleasure, in whichever shape, way, or form it's going to be in for you, because we're all individuals and to each their own, right? Nobody teaches you that. That's just something that comes naturally. That comes naturally, right? So it's animalistic. It's like how we observe animals. How I am with my animal kingdom, and animal whisperer, right? And for many of you here, tapped in, turned on, tuned in with me, you're an animal whisperer too, or you're starting to awaken to the fact of you being so connected to all sentient, divine beings living here, or ethereal, multidimensionally, and physically too. I get so excited. I get so excited with the wildlife that loves me, because it's wildlife, because I see how they are when other people come around. And let me tell you, they scatter. You know what I mean? They scatter, and they'll be ghosts. Like, let's say I'm in the back, and let's say my neighbor comes to the back. They disappear. I'm like, you guys were just out here. And then until like he leaves and stuff, like, sure, granted, one or two will stick around or like fly high, but they get quiet, right? Like it's a different kind of energy, right? And so you see that for some of you that I do know that be on here and stuff like that, animals motherfucking love you. I know this. I see this. I witness this. I love gathering with my animal whisperer friends and we do animal whispering things. Some of you work with animals, like for real, that's like what pays your motherfucking bills, right? My eye is tearing. But you get what I'm saying? So what was I talking about? So I was reading something that was that I didn't look into more, but I just find it interesting now because when I'm thinking about the pleasure and I'm thinking about Taurian with their oh my god, my eye is tearing like profusely now, right? And my nose is running. So give me a second, okay? I'm gonna be right back. I'm not gonna forget this. I'm not gonna forget this. Remember that it has to do with what this month of May is also called or considered. Okay, so I wrote it down so I didn't forget when I stepped away. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me look it up because um I don't want to just say it and then like right because I wrote it down as you can see. Do you see that word? So May is National Masturbation Month. Can you feel the love? Oh my gosh. Wait, I want to write that. Can you feel the love? Right? Where are my lefties at? Can you feel the love? If you are a lefty, because we are motherfucking special, okay? Say fucking hello. Okay? Where my lefties at? Lefties rule. Do you know why I find lefties, and honestly, like in all honesty, um, one of the theories I have about just the left-handed people's brain wave activity and their levelings of genius and intelligence is because of their neural passageways and because they're utilizing, right? Because we live in a right-handed society. And so lefties have to learn to adapt into a right-hand dominant environment, which makes them most times ambidextrous, right? And so the neural brainwave activities that happen in your brain because you're utilizing two different like hemispheres of the brain that operate and activate different parts of our body. Anyways, I just feel like there's a different level of genius when it comes to left-handed people. Okay, people that are lefty, and I say this pridefully because even him, my grandpa over here, used to ride my tail about being a left-handed and tell me that I was wrong. I was wrong. I was writing with the wrong hand, right? Because I was very old school, like, right? Where even being a lefty, I was made to feel bad. And in school too, right? That's why I had to learn things a lot of fast too, right? Because in school, everybody's right-handed and I have a right-handed teacher trying to teach me how to write and all this kind of stuff. And it's uncomfortable for them. So anyways, I had a left-handed experience growing up. So it's with pride, and I have nice motherfucking handwriting because they mostly people associate left-handed people with horrible handwriting. Try me, ho. I don't got horrible handwriting. I even write calligraphy. Like I do a whole bunch of stuff. I have different handwriting styles, and that's also through my channeling and my writing and stuff like that. I've been channel writing since I could write. But other than that, like, yeah. Anyways, whatever. Little inside, but let's get back into this whole Taurus stuff, right? So wait, this is it's so anyways, the reason why I was even thinking about the association and what made me think about masturbation May, right? Is because look at Jupiter's in Taurus. Taurus is all about indulgence and pleasure. What better month to be stimulated? Please, did you see my little hurt finger moving? Stimulate. Oh my gosh. I guess I'm really silly every day, but I'm a little extra silly today. Because I'm excited. I'm really fucking excited because this, if you're here, tapped in, turned on, tuned in, yo, this is a deep fucking message. And it's meant and it's designed to activate you. Even just by sitting here and you could be like, oh my god, hurry up, guess what the motherfucker boy. Like talk already, stop babbling, stop. You're on the wrong channel. If you're feeling that way, you are so on the wrong fucking channel. This is an ongoing monologue, okay? Ongoing, like a one 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 woman show here monologue. Like if this was going live and we were up here for open discussion and we're sitting on some kind of platform, then whatever. I will take turns speaking and we would whatever. But no, 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 no. Right? So hold on. Sorry, right? So okay, so yeah, that's what it made me think of about when I had wait, what was I reading about masturbation May? Hold on. There are special designations and celebrations for every month of the year. October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. November is AIDS Awareness Month. February is Black History Month. There's also National Hot Dog Month. Oh, Raptor Month, Play the Recorder Month, and Potty Training Awareness Month. How about Stupidness Month? Okay, anyway. The sandwich between Earth Month and Gay and Lesbian Pride Month is one of the most interesting and fun months of all. Masturbation May, a national celebration of self-love. Right? National Masturbation Month is created by the Good Vibrations retail store and all right, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, that's what that's about, right? And it's just interestingly enough, right? I saw that and now I know what it's about. I didn't know what it was about. I just saw Masturbation May and I let my imagination run wild. That's how that goes. But yeah, so we're leaning into this embodiment of right because the self-care, right? We're amping up our self-care time, right? Too, right? Self-care, play with yourself there too if you want, or play with your partner too, tantric kinks too. I'm all for that too, whatever. And for my abstinence and my celibate beautiful souls out there and stuff, doesn't mean you can't stimulate and have pleasure. I mean, if not you, then who? And if not now, then when? And who better than to know how to bring about such pleasure than to be with yourself, especially if you don't have a partner. It doesn't mean you have to be lonely. It's so like just have fun. Okay. Oh wait, did I say? All right, so we're gonna be talking about Jupiter and Taurus, right? But I'm also going to pull cards for every single sign, right? With its rising sign. So it'll be Aries, Aries, Aries sun, moon, rise, whatever. Anyways, it's just gonna be and the rising, whatever. You could do it like that too. But it's just sun, moon, rise, right? Sun, moon, rise. If Taurus, sun, moon, rise, right? Gemini, sun, moon, rise, like some shit like that. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm gonna pull for each and every one of you. So that will be timestamped. That was a surprise, and that's why I couldn't do it the other day when I was recording and stuff like that because I had to go, and now I have a block of time that I can play with time, and so until I have to go again. But right now I have a significant amount of block of time that I can play with that it doesn't affect my later time anyway. So you get what I'm saying? We plan accordingly up in this bitch, right? Masturbation May, we have some time, right? Okay. Right. So yeah, and maybe that's my mood too, right? For this reading, right? Because I got really giddy and excited and stuff like that because Jupiter's transit in Taurus, it's about enthusiasm, right? If there's one thing about Taurus people, they're very fucking charming, right? Granted, they could be very earthly and they can be very, but there's a charm to them. They know how to talk. They know how to get you feeling something when they talk, right? They got there's a kind of charm to their whole entire energetic sphere. I think about that, like even my grandmother, in all the amounts of years when we didn't get along, she was liked and disliked. That's a story in itself, right? But she was like a master saleswoman. Like, my grandmother can sell you shit on a stick. I'm like, this is good for you. You know what I mean? And so they have this charm, and the, like, you know, depending on what you're interested in and all this kind of stuff, opposite sex or whatever, when they're interested in you, there's a charm, there's a sex appeal, there's a there's a there's a there's a there's an activation to them, even if they're reserved. Because Taurus can tend to be reserved, like women too. Okay, stop. Every sign has the, depending on where you at in your chart, you could be reserved, right? It's not one specific type of sign. But anyway, I just checked my ass and stuff, so I'm just laughing. Like, reserve what? Yes, textbook reserve, but that doesn't mean they could be ones on those Girls Gone Wild fucking kind of videos and shit like that. So stop. All right, but I'm just being silly. All right, so right, so Jupiter's arrival in Taurus gets us excited, right? It's an excitable energy, right? And so in this excitability, right, this is going to bring me back to the patient part, right? In all this excitability, you might want something to happen now, ahora, here, now. But because if we understand the transit itself, right, and understanding the functions of process for progress, right, then we can understand that this transit that's transitioning for transformation, for materialization, and all this kind of stuff, it's like a seed gestating, right? A seed planting moment for a future blossoming explosion to occur, right? So going back to the patient, you're gonna have to wait a little while before it all flowers. And that should make sense to you. For those of you tapped in, turn on, tune in, right? So think about it. If this transit is going to be going into next year, May 2024. So that should tell you that, yo, that which you seed, that which you breed, that which you want to bloom will need to be watered too, will need to be tended to. It takes time. So the interesting part of this, right, the last time, right, that, and it was funny too, because when I was thinking about this and piece, right, like when we talk about stuff like this, and I try to remember the dates and stuff like that, but I'm gonna remember this one for a specific, for various other kind of reasons, because of the year it was. But the last time, right, so I'm gonna help you okay. I'm gonna help you sow some of your own seeds together, right? The last time that Jupiter was in Taurus, it was back in 2011, babe. Back in 2011, it was June 4th, 2011, till June 10th, 2012. So the big behind, the big motherfucking behind. So, darlings, let's go visit themes from this year, 2011. There was unfinished business. Oh yeah, we're revisiting unfinished business from the fucking past. Opportunities missed from the past. can come back now, because maybe that was the flower, the seed that was blooming back then to be emerging now with the seed that is now. Wait, how many years ago was that? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 12 years later. Count with my fingers. I'm sorry. So think about that when you're thinking about the patience of this seed that you're planting even now. Think about the next time Jupiter is going to be in Taurus and how that will be blossoming. So something is blossoming now from the past that can come, that's coming back. So something from the past that may have gotten missed, right? Or a time that was an uplift, like 2011, 2012 may have been an uplifting time for you in certain kind of departments that were prosperous, that were opportunistic, right? That were appealing to you. So that could have been a great year, right? Of fun, of new experiences, of certain kind of opportunity, right? So this is like a second chance, right? To dance. For those of you that were really young back in 2011, you're like, yo, I was a kid. That's fine, because from this chart, I just want to share with you that this is how the seeds of time flow. So this, I'm not saying what you see now will take 12 years to make manifest and all this kind of stuff, but what I'm trying to share with you is that everything is a process for its progress, and things do sometimes take time. So in that itself, right? Hold on, I have to respond to them. Okay, after much time has passed, much time, I swear, a lot of time has passed. I don't know where we left off. But that's okay, because we got time, okay? Yeah, so there's a lot going on here, right? So, oh yeah, that's where we were. Thank you. I picked this up and I'm like, oh my God. I remembered the big behind. Bootylicious. What was going on in your life in 2011, 2012 that might be carrying some unfinished business that can be revisited? Because the opportunities from the past can come back in this Jupiter in Taurus transit and make those opportunities, all right? Because remember, we said lucky, 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 right? Make those opportunities from that time even more mother fudging prosperous and appealing to you now. And do you know why? Do you know why? Spirit just gave me the answer. Do you know why? Because those 12 years, you learn so fucking much. And then for those of you that are younger, right? Because I got to think about the youth in the sense of the way that I look at my daughter. My daughter is 22, about to be 22 years old, right? And hold on one second. Right? So too, and with those kind of things too, because I had just I just want to make sure I'm recording. Right? Remember, with everything, it comes everything, right? You could be going through a good streak, a good period, a good everything. It doesn't mean that there's no hiccups in those good periods. It doesn't mean that you don't have hidden fears. It doesn't mean that you don't have things that you're working through, things that you're healing. It doesn't mean just because something's good, you know, it doesn't mean that the real shit doesn't go on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to take away from 2011, 2012, right? depending on your age and shit like that, right? Things could have been, that could have been a great year, let's say, right? Let's just go back to that and say that could have been a great year for you. And that doesn't take away from any kind of trauma, any kind of place in evolution that you were on that needed healing or transformation and all. It didn't take away from any of that. It was just a good fucking year, right? Like shit like that, right? So, and then when I think about like the age range of my daughter and the wisdom of that and her and she and all this kind of stuff, and just the type of energies of young teens and children and young adults that I engage or that I speak to or that I teach or coach or whatever the case may be, there's great wisdom. Granted, this is the conditioned world where that generation of kids, there's a lot of them lost in terms of this world and what is value, right? And many, like I even had to go through that whole thing, like even when my daughter was young, and even though she had all the gadgets and I made sure she had everything and all this kind of stuff, the influence of the world, like with plastic surgeries and all this kind of stuff. And when she would come at me with, oh, I want to get a this or that, right? And me saying, like telling her, like, look at you, look at how beautiful you are. A lot of the stuff that you have and a lot of the things that you look like, people paid for. You know what I'm saying? Like, appreciate the natural beauty that you are. Like either way, but like, it's just the influence. Granted, many may be influenced by the glamour of it all and stuff like that, but there is, when for the deeper ones, there's wisdom there, right? There's a lot of wisdom there, but there's also a lot of lostness there too. There's lostness with us all. Like nobody's exempt from that shit. You know what I'm saying? So either way, depending on your age range here and stuff like that, we'll do this. Here. Whatever was going on for you right now, if your age range is where this is a new time for you and your new beginning to create and stuff, then be mindful of the indulgence of your pleasures would be the advice to be given too with this kind of transit influencing, right? Because if you're tapped and tuned in with me, and let's say you're 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, in your 20s, wisdom be your slayer. You are awesome. You got a motherfucking great motherfucking head on your shoulders. I'm so proud of you. Can I hug you? Seriously, like you're my kid. You can be my kid, right? I got a kid your age. I know. She's the parent though. You know what I'm saying? So I know the wisdom that you can sow. So I'm not ever gonna think, oh, just because some of y'all be wiser than people older than you. Seriously. You're like, how old are you? Like, you're so wise, you're so wow, like okay, like so gifted, uplifted. That's great, right? That is great. That is great. So I'm not here to judge you because of your age, because I know we are souls having a human experience, and I respect you as a soul, right? Granted, wisdom in life experience, some might have you beat in that because of age, but in soul experience, no. People need to learn how to respect another soul for the wisdom that they bring into this world, and it may come from any motherfucking age bracket, right? So it's with that, right? But anyways, so for those that have 2011 experience, because you old enough, right? Right? So 12 years ago, my daughter was like 10 or something. I don't know. Anyway, so some of y'all could have been like that. But I think about my life at 10, right? I had just lost my mother. Right. And so yeah, so we have a lot of life. Right. Anyways. Two of Pentacles. walking towards that which you're bringing, right? Because this is after the fact, right? This is after, right? This is after the big behind. This is you now seeing your ship come in. Oh my gosh. So yeah, like with this hold on. So this is right. So something is coming into fruition, right? From that time, from now. So something that may have not come into being during those times that you were seeing, and you had to kind of let go of it in some kind of way because it wasn't manifesting itself. But little did you know the amount of time that it needed to breed, to seed, to be watered, to bloom, to bloom and stuff like that, right? And so right, but this is also like, you know what I'm feeling too, because I don't want to just glamorize it and make it all positive. Oh, yes, it's all positive too, but remember there's a shadow side to a lot of stuff too. So even so granted, so whatever great was going on for you then at that time, and whatever opportunities from the past that can come back at this time and be even more advantageous to you, more prosperous for you, more appealing to you right now at this time, is also the same with the fears. It's like that Ouroboros, right? It's like the same with the fears too. So that which, it's like the testament now. So it's like the same theme of whatever you feared back then coming back again too. So you got to think about that time and see where you were in spiritual warfare, where you were in your healing, where you were in your life experience, where you were in your finances, right? Because this thing that's now here, right? This thing that's now here, with the amount of patience that you've poured into this whole creation, right? Right? You could also have Sagittarius in your chart as well, right? Could be an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, to have that in your chart too, right? There's enlightenment here. Look at the sun too, it's here, it's rising. So the sun is rising, right? And if we know Jupiter, right? Jupiter magnifies and exaggerates everything that it touches. So what's to be exaggerated? So even during those times that there was spiritual warfare too, right? In terms of also what kept you up, right? We're talking about slaying the dragon, slaying the beast, right? It's about, right? Because I deal with a lot of shadow work kind of too. Yes, this message is positive in everything that it has too, right? This is that lucky time. Hold on. So like even here, like, see, Taurus rules the five senses, right? So and since it rules the five senses, right? These things can heighten too with Jupiter's expansion too, and especially if you are intuitive, especially if you are like psychic, seer, like whatever you want to associate yourself with as tapped in, turned on, motherfucking tuned in, right? And you got shit that you're working through, and you got shit that you know, slaying these beasts within, right? Especially the mental sphere, because this is the Nine of Swords, this is the mental sphere, right? So this is fears, this is anxieties, these are worries, these are things that you just think about that might be monstrous, that might be scary, that might be causing you to whatever. And then you have this reality out here of these energies that are underhanded, that are sneaky, that are conniving, that are that envy, that are jealous, that are competitive with you, that, you know, having to move forward from a past too, that maybe wasn't left okay, right? So this could be even people that you've left behind, right? And then, like, you know, so either way, you know how I'm all about healing, evolution, and stuff like that. So this is too with our shadow work. So even though, yes, this is lucky time, we have to be mindful that during this lucky time, we still got shadow work to do. We still have healing or demons to slay, and there's still spiritual warfare happening. And now you're just getting a stronger footing in your own prosperity, in your own abundance, in your own security, right? And so it's wisest, right, for you to just really be open to the messages that are being conveyed at this time, right? Because especially, look, so waiting, right? So this 3 of Wands, right? Waiting for this to come in. But look, there's a messenger here too. Something's coming in, right? Something's coming in. You can see something. I can see, right? You can see. Right. And so with the ruling, right? How not only does Taurus rule the 5 senses, right? It rules love. And so there's a lot of fucked up shit in regards to everyone's love story. It's not just with an intimate partner. This is with our family. This is with our friends. This is with people close to us, people that we've hurt people. We're not exempt. Like, we've all hurt somebody, even if it's been unintentional, and we've been hurt by somebody. We all share this type of level of pain and having to get through and stuff like that, right? Having to get out of our own way, right? So and finding help along the way, somebody that comes in and is like, that's a good support, right? That actually is like not a snake, right? Having to have dealt with this is in the big behind, right? The big behind was dealing with all this goodbyes, right? That may have not ended well. You may have, maybe in 2011, you were in a different circle of people, friends, associates. Maybe you were chasing something, and now and still slaying certain kind of things. And so there may have been certain fears that you thought that maybe from that time you slayed, and then now it's coming back up in some kind of way. But now you have support, even if it's just one. Even if it's just one. You may have had 9 other support systems around you, right? And now you're down to 1, right? Because something's here, right? Something's here, right? So, and now everything is bursting with like good vibes, right? Good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, right? And so we're focusing, right, with this Taurian energy on these good vibes, this embodiment, and reconnecting with the simple pleasures of all that is in this life of ours, right? Bringing together our senses, enjoying, ruling over our senses, right? Enjoying our time in nature, good food, right? Money, resources, money, chinga, 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 right? It's not that I'm in it. Wait, I can't think of the song. Hold on. Um, And I hear it in my mind. So fun. In it, but not of it, right? Hold on, let me see if this is it. Touch your innermost desire. Touch you with the most desire. I just want to fan the desire, just in case you can't hear it, because forever we take this higher. I'm in it, but not in it, but not of it. In it, but not of it. So that's like the relationship now you have with certain ideologies, your relationship with money, and abundance, realizing the currency behind everything is your energy that you exude out into that which you breathe, seed, bring into you, realizing that there's a lot of other elements to abundance, to prosperity, right? If there's anything that you've learned now, especially on in the like celebrity news, or like in the worldly news today, that a lot of things get tied sometimes in assets, right? So learning different spectrums of what wealth is, and realizing that you may, and it's not just in financial departments, but it's also in terms of quality, right? These senses of yours that have had such life experiences that are teaching you what's genuine, what's authentic, what's this, what's that, and what's this, right? And so now those 12 years, that 12 years since the last time Jupiter was in Taurus, what, right? Because it's about what the word that you keep wanting. It's about, I said the word already, and I'm just like indulgence and pleasure. So 12 years of growth, evolutionary growth, of your own indulgence and pleasure, and the balancing act of these types of things. So you've learned a lot, right? Especially if you've been walking this path and doing your due and doing that which is due, you know that this should take, it takes time. It's a process, right? It's a development that you got to keep up. You got to keep up. You got to keep up, right? You got to keep up with this development here, right? Because this is a time that's bursting with good vibes. So don't ruin it and don't taint it with any kind of sense that doesn't serve you, right? And even this hero complex, you could be 25, you could be 52, you could be life path number 2, life path number 5, you could be life path number 3, you could be 32 years old, you could be Scorpio, because I'm saying like 13, but whatever. Sagittarius, you could be life path number 8, life path number 9, life path number 5. You'd be 25, I said, right? 22, 23. You don't have to be, okay? But yeah, so it's like, okay, right? So this seed planting moment, no matter what, you know, you're getting something from all of it. So this seed planting moment, what does this indicate for you in your place in society? How is this affecting your own experience with abundance? What is your relationship with divine protection? Right? So 12 years ago, the level up of divine alchemy that you're in now certainly didn't look the same as it did 12 years ago. I mean, I hope not. I hope you've only continued to infinitely grow. The 12 years ago, me, of my place in my, like, how sure I am of certain kind of things that maybe back then I was still not 10 toes deep down in my fucking truth because I doubted myself, right? So for many of you, right, that 12-year path of, I trust myself now. What the fuck you mean? I've never been wrong. Now do you see? And this is mirror talk. You know what I mean? It's like now you're looking at yourself in the mirror. You're like, yo, you've been it the whole fucking time. You've been it the whole fucking time. And you're like, oh my gosh. I've been it the whole fucking time. Oh my gosh. Sucker. I've been it the whole fucking time. And this I'm even closer to at this motherfucking time. And I'm not getting into this hero complex. And if you are, hear it now. This hero complex, don't knock it down. Okay, because it has caused you to turn your frowns upside down. It's led you on this wild crusade. Some might even say sociopathic in many kind of ways. But we're getting into this because even the abused had to go through the narcissism test. And even at moments of time, those that have been hurt the best have felt like they were the ones that deserved it best, right? Which was a lie. So all this distortion, we can't trust our conditioned eyes. That's why everything gotta break down. You okay, my cat? You see what I'm saying? So right now, my cat, the one that we saved, like literally, right? We didn't meet at the moment of time that we met. She would have been roadkill. She was smaller than my hand. This is the cat I was talking about. And you see, we say these words and they trigger us. Like I just got triggered right now because I don't like the thoughts that I think about certain kind of things that are beyond my control. Like this could be like, you know, especially if you're a parent or if you have loved ones or if you've lost loved ones, and how that can create this nonsensical fear to exist in you, that you have this panic, you have this attack that can come out of nowhere and grip you, right? Grip you because you know what it feels like to lose someone or to lose things. And so you just want to grip on and hold on tightly, like that Four of Pentacles. Hold on tightly. Oh gosh, my fucking waterworks here. Let me just breathe for a second because I'm getting stuck. Right? So fear can grip you. And any of you's got Scorpio on your chart like I do, right? That's the death card in itself. Scorpio goes deep, deep. So deep that you gotta die. And these kind of words can trigger fears inside. Like, who gotta die? What? Roadkill, right? And so you hear what I'm saying? So being triggered, because she just came out of the room right now because it's raining outside, and that's her trauma. Her trauma is, it was pouring rain, it was pitch black outside, she had gnats on her body, she was already like dying from like malnutrition, like it was cold, it was wet, it was raining, she was freaking, she had upper respiratory stuff because she couldn't breathe out her nose, like she had boogers, mucus everywhere, right? Gnats were even on her body. I said that already. I know, I'm sorry. But whenever it rains like this or something like that, her eyes dilate. She crouches down low. She's the only one. I got 3 cats. The other 2 don't give 2 flying fucks. They be sitting out the windowsill and just chilling, chillaxing. But she goes through this trauma again because I wonder, I'd be asking, I'm like, do you remember? Because sometimes, you know, like when you speak to your animals and things like that, like I feel like we have moments too. And anyways, I'm not gonna get into the explanation of that, but like we speak to our animals, right? And there are times that her and I remember the moment at the same time. How her depth into how she sees it in her mind. Of course, I'm never going to see that as from this human perspective, but it's the resonance there. it's the tingling, the hairs standing up on your arms that are like, wow, Ebony, right? Like shit like that. So what was the whole point of that, right? Love rules. I'm gonna say that. I want to say love rules, and it casts out all fears. Love is stronger than fear. And anything not of love can be grabbed by love and held on tightly by love until it transforms into love, right? But I need a moment. Right? So there's just so much to unpack, right? There's just so much happening all around. I want to see who shows up here. Remember, this is more for fun and connectivity, and fun and connectivity. The resonance of it all, the mana here is more what this is about. Let us see who is here at this moment in time. I love you. Thank you so much for being here with me. This is one of my many other personalities. Could be life path number 2. You could have been born in February 8th to be exact. You could have been born in 1987. You could be a Sagittarius. You could be life path number 1. I said it already, right? Life path number 2. Be a Gemini, Taurus, Aries, Pisces up in here. Could have been born February 18th, February 15th, February 12th. You could be a Gemini, okay. You could also, Pluto's up in here. Pluto's up in here too. You could have been born 1955. You could be 55 years old, 51 years old, 59 years old, 58 years old. You could have been born 1978, 1987. You could be 53. Chicka, 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 boom, boom. Chicka, 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 boom, boom. Right? You could be born 1965. You could be 45. You could be 56. You could be born November 12th or December 11th, December 7th. August 9th, September 8th, September 4th. It could be life path 6, life path 4, life path 8, life path 5. It could be 45, 46, 48 years old, 59, 56 years old, 52, you could be 25 years old, 22 years old, 20 years old, 23. You could be my child. I love you. I think you're so motherfucking genius if you're here in that age. Wow. Exciting. 1998, you could have been born. 2001, you could have been born. 2000, you could have been born. 2008, you could have been born. How old is 2008? Hey, wait. Like 15, 16? Wow. Okay. I'm gonna still be myself. 1987, 1979, 1976, be 23, 32. Could be a Capricorn, Scorpio, Cancer. Hello, everybody's up in this house. Aquarius, Libra, 1972. 50 years old, 56, 37, 30, 35, 31, 34, 14 years old. What are you doing here? 1972, 1953, 1948, 1941, 1945. Okay. I don't know why it's to be 2120, right? It's going to start repeating Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Everybody's here. 26 years old. Okay. Hi. Hello. How are you? Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you loved it here. Let's finish talking about Jupiter and Taurus so that way we can continue on and move on to the fun stuff, right? And remember when Jupiter jumped into Taurus too, hold on 1 second. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool, right? What were we talking about? The hangman, surrendering. But look at, you see what I'm saying, right? Because, right? So definitely. So you see how in this one here, this hangman depiction, somebody is giving him water, right? I just feel like now you have the support that you need. And I think this is important, especially if you're tapped in, turned on, tuned in. Even if it's just, see how it's just coming up strong of one person, right? So your pillar might be, and for some of you too, that might be young, your parents got your back. They might take care of you. Good. Don't feel like, you have to have all the answers, or that you're like not good enough or something, just because you don't have to rush out and leave home, and you have no desire to leave home either. Like, no parent should ever make a child feel like they have to fucking know what it is that they got to do and all this kind of stuff. You should support your kids until they're freaking ready. And I'm granted, then you'd be like, oh, well, that's enabling them to. It's not with good bearing raising. Like, if you're raising your child right, give them the amount of time that they need to really figure it out before feeding them to the motherfucking wolves out there that will eat them motherfucking alive. Like, you're their first bearing into this world. Be that pillar of support, without making them feel like they fucking gotta pay you back for something. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, don't get me started. Anyways, until the day I fucking die, my daughter can live with me forever. Period. Queen of Cups. I am that mother. And I feel like any parent that acts any differently towards the child that they brought into this world sucks. Pretty sucky. Probably fights with your kids a lot too. But anyways, I want to get out of that energy. Right. So yeah, Jupiter and Taurus type energy fields, right? So yeah, so what do we have here? Let me breathe. Let me relax. Let me calm down. I get riled up sometimes. I do, because I just feel like, like, some parents are completely oblivious, and some parents, especially the ones that come from like trauma, there's so many, and there's like a lot of spiritualists out there. I'm gonna call it out. I don't give a fuck right now, right? Like, that, seriously, that there'll be parents, and I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to judge you. And these type of people might motherfucking get triggered, but they're so caught up in like fame and being notorious out there that they suck as fucking parents. Period. That's where I'm gonna end that right there. But they're talking woke shit. And on paper and on picture and all this kind of stuff, you would think that they were such a great parent. But they're the devil. That's that fake woke agenda. It's more that sociopathic, narcissistic, do anything to get to the top, but in this way, this route of awakened spirituality, pretending to be something that you motherfucking not. If you don't want kids, don't fucking have them. But if you do have them, that's your fucking responsibility. And you better cheer up and act the motherfucking part, proud, happy, and be a good, stable bearing for them, conscious and all, and be all that you can be for them. Okay? I don't know who needed to hear that. But don't repeat to them the same fucking cycles that you went through, being beat, being threatened, being yelled at, not listened to, all this kind of stuff. Like, you're repeating the same fucking pattern. Are you fucking kidding me? It's one thing if you're not awakened, but it's another thing to be parading out there like you're the most woke fucking person in the world, and it's a joke. I cannot tell you, and this is from experience. This is me witnessing, eyewitness news, okay? And it has angered me for the children. That's the rage that it comes. This is Mama Bear, Mama Dragon speaking. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm telling you. So for those of you tapped in, turned on, tuned in, don't believe everything you see out there. People paint a real good fucking pretty fucking picture and they be the worst parents ever. So don't believe everybody in the fucking spiritual community. Let me tell you something about that. You want to see how honorable the one truly is? See the way they parent. Oof. Oof. I have had fucking the most evil eye on my fucking relationship with my daughter. You have no idea. And I'm going to share more of those stories down to it, even fucking. Yeah, I'm going to tell that story. So that bitch better hop off. She truly doesn't want to get herself triggered. That's going to be another story shared. Right? So, oh my God. And if now that we're talking about this Jupiter in Taurus type thing, and if I go back to 2011, there was a specific, literally somebody that was into, what's that called? Haitian, that type of black magic or whatever it is that they do. I don't know. Attack my home, my kid, carved. Anyways, that's another story in itself. Talking about carving symbols into our, oh my God. This is why you don't let just anybody into your home. They don't need to mark it up. They could just use their nails with intention and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I learned a lot. 2011, actually. It was around those times of this year when a lot of shit was going down and my fucking home was under attack. You think that's a joke, and it doesn't even matter whether you believe in it or not. It's the intent is that somebody literally went out of their way and did all this shit. Attack my kid. So yeah, people do fucked up shit. So I'm glad that this is coming up because I was so excited to be here. I'm still excited to be here, but you know, I'm going to give it to you raw because baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Oh, love right forevermore as you build something more because a union is here for sure. And I'm loving this opening portal door and this pillar of strength some more, right? So it's bringing some raw ass loving energy here in the midst of all that, right? This is just experience speaking itself in a timeline, right? Everything is happening in this timeline. Ooh, chicka, 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 ching, ching, ching. Congratulations, be on that. Bring, right? Amor, I love this. Because even if you're single, right? For my celibates out there, hi, what's up? I love you, abstinence and all this, because you know your divinity and you're not just gonna waste your time on motherfucking anybody because you are holy motherfucking union in yourself. Props, that's what's up. Ask me what year celibate abstinent I'm on right now. You forget after you pass 3, 4, 5 years. You're like, what year is this now? It'd be like that, right? But anyways, it's not that you're off of that, but I'm just saying, even for those of you that maybe like, "Ugh, I want that, right? But where were you in your mindset 2011 in regards to love? Maybe some of you were in a relation, maybe some of you were dating, maybe some of you were chasing, or whatever the case may be. This is a great opportunity to align with your own alchemy of where am I in my mentality, right? Because we got to go back to this shadow work type of thing, right? You got to get out your own way, but now you have some kind of support system. I feel like a genuine support system. If you tapped in, turned on, tuned in here, you have a genuine support system, a team. And even if it's small, it's one that you can trust. That's what's up. Right? So it's great that Jupiter's entering into Taurus because it's entering into wealth, it's entering into fertility, it's entering into harmony, pleasure, indulgence, and these good things after hard lessons learned. Right? It's a time to I can, right, celebrate. Look, there's victory. I can celebrate here. You can be 42 years old, be 24 years old, 28, 48. Don't have to be, right? So that's good. Chicka chicka ching ching, chicka chicka bing bing, chicka chicka bing bing. I love it, right? In it, but not of it. 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 In it, but not of it, right? I love that. All right, where are we going with all of this? Right? Oh, I gotta do the signs and stuff like that. So how are we going to close with Jupiter in Taurus before we move on to Jupiter in Taurus and each of the signs and do a little like pull a couple of cards for each of that, and I'll timestamp that and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. I'll do these kind of things, right? So, and then remember, oh my gosh, right? That Plutito, Tito, that could be a name. Somebody's here, right? But the Pluto in Aquarius, right? But this is humorous astrology, folks. I hope you're into humor, giggles, and laughs, and good times. Good vibrations. Good vibrations. Good. Keep giving those good vibrations, right? Keep giving those good. Somebody could be coming to you with truth too. But either way, okay. Wheel of Fortune too. So the next 6 months or so, what is stowing, right? Right here. Knight of Swords. Right. And it's like judgment, right? Because judgment is here, right? So a rebirth of some kind, right? And truth. The high priestess tapped in, turned on, tuned in, right? To this, the holding on to that which you must bring, right? So death is here. Death is here, right? Not being triggered by that word too, you see, right? 9, right? 9 of Wands. I see, like, right, even with this Knight of Swords, it's like conquering the attacks, right? So in the fear department of that which you've been fearful of letting go, or not wanting to happen again, right? Right? This is like holding on to what you have, the people that you have, the things that you have, because you know what it is to have not, right? And so, yeah, you're gonna be a little bit more gripe, tight with it, right? But right, you come back to something that was once spilt, blood spilt, tears spilt, love lost. So, and you're giving back too. So for this too, for some of you, for that which you have gone through, you're such a giver. You're giving back in ways that benefit others that might be in in lower energy vibrations too, or in circumstances and things. So you give, you're a giver, and you come back to that which has been spilt and slain, and you don't look away. So you hold on to things in certain kind of ways, and that, is just part of your, like, way of doing certain kind of things. But here you are, you're the star, you have this wish fulfillment, and you're pouring onto yourself, and you're also pouring onto the earth, right? Because look at the depiction of this, right? And so here you are, and so you're shining, and something is being illuminated. So yeah, so that what you want, you will receive. It's happening, right? So, but it's about patience too, and it's bringing something new. It's bringing something new fast. But it might not be your level of fast. This is too, like, two. See, I'm saying two. This is like having options, multiple options in whatever department category you want to apply that to, right? Um, right? It prosperity too, and finding that bunny, fertility, right? Reflection, prosperity. So too, and then, like, the way that you feel about something in regards to love that you can't trust, that's being repaired, because this keeps coming up, and I know that it's in reflection of that which is the past, right? The challenge of of letting go the hurt, letting go the betrayal, letting go the like whatever has scarred you, and not bringing it into this union, this, right? So you could even be like, you could have a earth, like a Venus, earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Venus and Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? um be dealing with the water sign. This could be water earth type element, right? Cancer in your chart, in whichever way, like sun, moon, rise in water signs or whatever. um and also air, you can have some kind of element of air in your chart mixed with this earth and water, right? And so the communication over these last 12 years, right, could have been something you have grown in, right? The challenge to speak from your heart while being secure on these lands. It's time to celebrate, right? So just, if you want more in depth into your kind of development, right? It's death, right? Major death, but there comes the sun, right? You can again, like, right. So it's like letting go of your disappointments and only focusing on that which is good. This good vibration, right? Um, but like to understand the chakra, how it's gonna happen for you in your chart, just find out where Taurus is in your own chart, right? Um, and see where it's ruling. Look at, but this is ruling coming out of troubling times, coming out of conflict, and walking into new pastures, new land. On new land, you're in new land, right? So you're in new lands, right? So let's now let's move on, right? Let's move on prosperously, because that's what's happening here. You're moving on prosperously anyway. And now I have to start being mindful of the time. Okay. But just give me 1 second. And then we're going to start jumping into the signs. We'll start with Aries, 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 and Aries rising. After much time has passed, hello, how are you? Welcome back. So we're doing Aries and Aries rising, right? But I don't know. I like to add Aries sun, moon, rising. I like to add that. I like to say sun, moon, rising. Right? Right? These are intuitive activation cards that I create. This is your image, Aries, sun, moon, rising. Right? It's like being at a crossroads too. There's always roadway. There's always roadway, crossroads. Stay course. Just know your course, pace, taste, desire to inspire. Road will always be aligned with thee, right? Your chakra alchemy, healing recalibrations, right? So, right, because this is like for Aries, right? Hi, how are you? Right, this Aries Libra eclipse type cycle has only just begun to live. Right? I don't know the words, but this is an explosive time for you in your metamorphosis, right? In your relationships, in your life, right? You got new people coming your way, right? And you're encountering your own tradition, right? Whatever that is, right? Creating your own rituals and events to celebrate your heritage, whatever that is for you, in whatever way that is more authentic to you, right? Realizing the streamline is you, your family, your ceremony, your lore, right? Taking pride in certain kind of things, right? It's about your authentic expression, right? And it can be terrifying, right? Because here you are, right? Coming out of this too, right? This zombie kind of like mode, like of, right, the zombie mode of like it's like because right now, right, Jupiter's in your second house, right, of self-worth, right? And so you're bolstering your own levelings of confidence, right? And your values and your experiences. So before, where you may have been like a zombie, because how I'm seeing it is like, it's like not have taken certain kind of actions, like if you were more in your maybe procrastination, maybe feeling stuck somewhere or whatever. But this is all about your own personal financial expansion and healing too, right? So receiving and sharing the gift of healing. So you might be coming out, right? Coming out and sharing more, right? Being more in your position of tradition, right? Whatever that is going to be for you, right? It's this power up to your own values, stating what you're worth, and see who shows up to affirm this, right? So you might take now this position of your own personal authority too, right? And it's like, oh, okay, who's showing up for me now? And this doorway, it's time to leave the past behind and move on. This release, it's a rebirth, it's renewal for you, right? It's a renewal, it's this crossroads, right? About what it is that you're bringing new to your own plate, to the mastery. You are learning new skills to help you succeed, right? In this experience. So you've been in study, you've been learning something, you've been working on something that has been powering up your value, right? Stating what you are, right? And also working on how you feel beautiful, right? People probably tell you you're beautiful or you're attractive and all this, and maybe for a while you don't feel that way, or there's some kind of self-worth gain that you're getting from this kind of level up in some kind of way, right? Because you're the master that is being ordained is like an ordaining, right? You are searching for deeper substance, right? So you're on this path now, shooting your arrow of creativity. So you might be opening the doors up more to your levelings of creativity, Aries. Alrighty. Um, um, what sweet ass affirmations do we have for you? What else can we say to you? I blast past my limitations and milk the opportunity. That is your sweet ass affirmation, Aries. Sun, moon, rising, right? If you dwell inside your comfort zone, you become a slave to self-imposed limitations. Resistance gremlins love to see you limit yourself through fear, doubt, and Jerry Springer worthy baby mama drama. Oh, rest in peace, Jerry Springer. But as soon as you create habits and take action to support your dream, you blast through your self-imposed limitations and enter the infinite realm of opportunity. If you milk this opportunity with Jupiter in Taurus, rather than conform like a boob of limitation, nothing can stop you from success, prosperity, and abundance. Pass the milk, please. Rage and create. Okay, rage and create. I love that for you. Thank you so much, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rise. Moving on to Taurus right now at this time. So Taurus, these are intuitive cards, activation cards that you can look into, meditate upon, at least, whatever. For you, these are light code activators too. Okay, we got this one for you. Right? You got Taurus, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, right? The planet of expansion, light and optimism in your own home sign, right? This family life, this opportunity at fantasticalness. Is that a word? Right? There's a lot of unprecedented shit going down, right? The possibilities, right? For even your career at this time, right? Lightning bolt risk. You might even get lucky gambling up in here, right? Because it's calling out to you, right? This declaration of your own calling, of your own doing, that which you are doing here, right? Being made tacos, drama queen, right? This expansion comes with a destabilizing kind of effect, right? But it's unlocking you. It's unlocking your gifts even more. right? And it's also like getting out of your own way, right? Right? Unlocking, right? This vision quest, right? This hope you have, but also this fear you have, right? We were talking about the fears, right? Because you will have to face certain levels of consequences for not taking action on certain kind of things, or consequences of growing too big past your own comfort zone that you just settle or something, you know. But it's about this worldly expectation of yours, right? Growing bigger than you ever known before. And that might be a challenge for you to see, right? Because see the beauty in your life and in yourself, right? Bless ups, grace, and thanks, right? Being in this position, right? Because um it's like not shrinking down, or being intimidated too by bigger energies that might also light up a room or something like that too, not diminishing yourself in some kind of way, right? Not like being carefree, right? This Jupiter jovial energy lending to you this carefree, right? Type of energy. Enjoy the simple things and live in the moment. Freedom, joy, ascend, right? Carefree. Right? Because there's no turning back, right? And you shouldn't ever shrink down, right? It's being your powerful self, right? Your unique, powerful self without shrinking down. Peyote, you are being healed and given divine guidance, right? Trust that, right? Deep inner wound healing, right? um in so many dynamic kind of ways, right? River of the sky, go to a river. You might have an affinity towards rivers. You might like rivers and streams and might go there for meditation. And you might receive a lot of visions with water and stuff like that. Go with the flow and trust your dreams. Relax, drift, allow, right? The enhancing of, you might even be taking maybe even pottery. You are being forged in the fire for strength, earth, durable, tough, right? But still, that was literal, but still, like this forging of you and the things that you do and the creations you make, right? Ayahuasca, opening to a profound spiritual experience, vision dream journey. It's not shrinking down, but not hiding, like not hiding yourself, like behind energies that, like, I feel like it's like behind energies that might feel maybe outshine, I don't know, like, or just, but no, it's just knowing your beauty and trusting in, like, right, minding your own, right? But like minding your own, keep up minding your own, right? Staying in your own lane, minding your own business, doing that what you are doing, right? Growing yourself as you are forged from fire and strength, right? Fire in the fire for strength, right? um right? But this feeling of trap. So I feel like that's going to be a shadow element that comes up for you with this Jupiter to transit. Let it come up now, because there's a lot of great things that are here for you, right? The beauty of you, celebrating the beauty of you in every single kind of beautiful way, right? Whatever that means for you, but honoring your beauty um, without having to, appear like prim and proper, like loosen up, right? um Loosen the strings you have, even on your own chosen display of behaviorisms, like don't be afraid to express yourself, right? I like that for you, right? Don't be afraid to express yourself. Alrighty, so Taurus, hello, right? What? You might be flirting. You're very flirtatious. good, as you should be, because you're attractive. That's part of your charm. That's part of your creativity. And being admired for all your talent, skills, and abilities too. You know what I'm saying? Right? With my attitude of gratitude, I light up the moon. I love that for you, right? If you gaze at the stars, it may seem like darkness owns most of the sky. However, light exists everywhere, even in the space where it appears black. There just isn't any matter in that space to reflect the light for you to see. Gratitude is the same way. You may only see it when it reflects off an object, like your big-hearted friend, your sassy cat, or that last roll of toilet paper grandma just punched you for. If you have an attitude of gratitude all the time, the moon will always be full. Rage and create, right? And that could be a shadow aspect too. Remember what I was talking about in the beginning of these videos too, unless you just tapped and turned on to the pick a card. I mean the sign part. Well, whatever. Watch the whole fucking video and then you would know. I'm not gonna say anything more about that. Okay. All right. So we did Aries, we did Taurus, right? And now we are doing Gemini. Hi. Hi, Gemini. So Saturn, I debunk Saturn in Pisces, but they would say Saturn is in Pisces, right? And it's renovating and stuff like that. But I say it's like it's percolating. Right? I crossroad too for you, right? I feel like Saturn and Pisces is percolating, right? But that's another thing, right? But Gemini, hello, Gemini, sun, moon, rise, right? Hi, darling. The little Miss Cleo's up in here, right? I would call Geminis that have such a keen intuition that sometimes I wonder, do they even know where they get it from, right? They just know. They're so claircognizant, right? So anyway, so there is major renovation, right, in your public career arena, right? Because Jupiter is entering your private, most inner world, right? Because it's that 12th house vibe, right? That's that Piscean energy, and it's just like, So if y'all and y'all can be too, right? Gemini, sun, moon, rise on your confidence bright, right? Where you know you're gifted, you know you be uplifted and all this kind of stuff, intuitive as can be, taking pride in those kind of gifts, you know what I mean? But guess what? Me in that sensitive Piscean energy, right? Gemini, I know that you don't really do emotion. I know that you don't really do feelings. I know that you don't really do any of that kind of stuff, right? You my polar opposite in Sagittarius in the Western astrology. Western astrology, I'm a Sagittarius. Gemini is my polar opposite, right? My daughter's a Gemini, right? I have been surrounded by I called in one part and season of my life Gemini my oh my gosh, my arch nemesis, right? Because of how much interaction I've had with my Gemini beauties that I love wholeheartedly. For real, for real, for real, right? I find you guys to be so absolutely entertaining and beautiful when you're being good. When you on this side of good, because when you bad, you bad. Mischievous. I wouldn't say bad, I should say mischievous, okay? But yeah, definitely, right? So great spirit, right? Because you got a great spirit, great soul, and I love that, right? Approaching situations gently and quietly. So you're learning something new and how to be sensitive too. And so if you're into astrology, right? I hope you are. I am into astrology and I go off of both Western and Vedic. And I infuse the two into it. I find they all apply, right? So Gemini, and let's say if you've been following Western astrology, right? You might learn that in your Vedic astrology chart, you might have Pisces up in there, right? Like, whoa, I got Pisces in my chart. And in Western astrology, you may have never had Pisces up in there, right? But either way, not Saturn, but Pisces continues this renovation, right? when it's percolating anyways, right? But Jupiter's entering that private arena in your underworld in the 12th, right? So with that being said, right, that's a like I right, I got strong Pisces in my chart too, right? I'm trying not to lose sight of what it is I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say for right, you might learn like if you follow only one astrology, if you're here, go check out the other astrology and do your chart there too, and see if you have water signs. It doesn't have to just be Pisces. It could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and you might shock yourself. And so I would read about that if I were you, right? To see where this great spirit of sensitivity is touching you now. If you want an inkling of insight, right? You'll find it in your chart, the other chart that you have not yet to see yet, or whatever the case may be. Because most of this world follows Western astrology, right? But so then go check out your Vedic, right? You need to know the time you were born. Okay, so that's such important, vital information to always have. Okay, and if you don't have it, order your birth certificate and ask for the original with the time so that they send you the appropriate one. Okay, yeah, so definitely, right? So if you want insight into where these sensitivities are going to emerge for you, I would check that out. And if you into only Vedic astrology, right, as a Gemini, I would say check your Western astrology too for insight into where that's gonna be percolating for you, right? Because for you, you're accustomed to too much is always happening at once. But one of the things about sensitivity, which what you may be sidestepping a lot, right, is that there's something happening, it's percolating where it's going to be taking center stage and stepping into the main stage, right? Because there's even because you're so gifted, right? There's even more gifts to be given. You are the communicator. You are Mercury here communicating for the people, right? You bring that intel. And so that intel is inner tell, right? So so uncovering for you this connection to the divine, allowing grace to intervene and bring about such like bounty, right? Because this is a great moment of expansion. You need to uncover the arsenal of abundance that exists for you, right? And with even though I know they say Saturn's and Pisces and all this kind of stuff, when Saturn does even just get into there, even though I debunked it, go check out that video for you to see why I debunked Saturn and Pisces at this moment in time. Saturn shares these treasures, right? Once you get through Saturn's lessons, you are gifted beyond measure of so many great. Grandpa Saturn gives us wonderful gift. Starwalker, you walk in wisdom on the path of your ancestors, tradition, past, and future. I hear that song. Welcome to the Kanye West part of you're so supersonic. You're such but like you're fucking cosmic, Starwalker, walking in the wisdom of the path of your ancestors, tradition, and past, right? You're too flirty and so heavenly admired, right? Heavenly admired in such ways that your popularity too increasing, your star power increasing, your magnetism increasing, right? Your magnetism increasing in ways that serve you great. These are the opportunities, obviously, right? And so you might need a break too. So I'm gonna leave right there because you might need a break from all that you do. So travel, going away, planning trips, having some leisure kind of things. You might be that boss like type, or you just have a busy schedule. I've never met a Gemini without a busy schedule. They got things to do, even when they don't got things to do, even if they're at home, and even if from at home They have a list of things to do. So it's like you need a break from that chaos of busy things to do to tap into more of that sensitivity, that creative side in you that is going to introduce this new leveling of soul travel, right? You are shifting to a higher state of consciousness, being, connecting, bliss. I love that for you, right? That's amazing too. So what affirmation do we have for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, right? Right? What? uh, Here we go. So stop here. I am deeply loved and I deeply love me. Right? So you are deeply loved from all angles and all perceptions by all the angels and all protection. You are deeply loved from under the crust to over the stars by energy near and energy far. You are deeply loved like the compass loves direction, like the snowman loves snow, like Cupid loves affection, like the moon loves to glow. You are deeply loved and there's nowhere to go and nothing to do except deeply love the love within you. Rage and create. I love that. How what better sensitive way than to get into our feelings? Every time I tell a Gemini I love you and all this kind of stuff, they'd be like awkward, right? But either way, moving on. We gotta move on, right? So we did Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and now we are going to do Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rise, right? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Right, this is a massive opportunity for you to now, right? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rise, right? For social growth, right? A lot of this too, like, Pisces, Saturn and Pisces, when they consider it with Saturn and Pisces, but in the ninth house, right? So there's a lot of like that Sagittarius, right? Jupiter, like academia, this expansion, right? With like being a gatekeeper, right? Attaining certain kind of levels of mastery, right? Like audience, right? Right, captivating an audience, Cancer. There we go. That's the line I'm looking for, right? This captivation, right? You have this opportunity for social growth to captivate your audience. I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. You have this massive opportunity for your own social growth to captivate your own audience, right? And for those of you that are in, so, but this doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, that means that you're in the spotlight, you're on a platform or anything. This could be in your everyday life. This could be your work arena. This could be your private sector, your life, your love life, your family life. But it's like giving you this opportunity for this social growth for you, right? Because you need it, you want it, you know, whatever and stuff like that. So when Jupiter hits this Taurus, right, it's in your 11th house of community. And community comes with that audience type, right? And these kind of shared values and stuff. So, right, so this is your image for activation. How cute. That's your picture, Cancer. Activation picture. Okay. So right here, this is reminding me, I'm looking at this like a busy bee. B, right? So it's going to be important for you to recruit, right? To find partners, like-minded souls, fellow travelers, like a tribe of some sort, right? Connecting or doing stuff that traveling, right? But completing your sacred duties, right? Whatever that is, happiness is the time of good fortune and joy for you, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rise, right? What do you want to have fun with? What pleasure, right? So it's introducing you to the pleasure, the indulgence, right? If you are only here to watch the signs and you didn't watch the whole entire video, I suggest you watch the whole entire video, because then you'll understand what we're talking about when I say about the indulgence, the balancing, the mastering of the indulgence of your own master alchemy of pleasure and indulgence. There you go. right? So you might be very this ritual, so using ceremony, so you might be very spiritual. Some of you is religious, right? Too. Magic practice, rites, right? I all faiths welcome here. Whatever brings you closer, whatever brings you to the evolution that you need to be. I'm not here to tell you what to believe in, so I don't expect anybody here to tell me anything about how I do what I do either, right? Wealth, you make great leaps in building finances, treasure, cash, security. So this is a great time to get your money up. So take advantage of that. So that, oh, okay, right? Walking through the fires. For some of you, right? You're going to have to walk through that fire of that raw emotion that exists in you, that is melancholic and that ruins the wealth, prosperity outline because of lacking in gratitude or complaint or thinking something is not fair in some kind of way, right? So using your own ceremony to help focus your intentions about what you're practicing, what rights you're saying, what it is that you're saying, what it is that you're saying it, because everything is going to be a reflection well on onto one another, right? So your social and spiritual life are being affected at this time during this transit here. So it's important for you to have clear vision, right? So that you can be moving beyond your sacred duties, right? But also having fun, get a new perspective so you don't miss anything, right? Get a good perspective, get a new perspective so that this wealth, this opportunity for this wealth, this Jupiter in transit right now happening, right, in Taurus for this whole entire year is giving you a motherfucking great opportunity to expand your wealth. So make sure that your perspective is a healthy one so that you don't miss out on these opportunities, right? That can be here for you. So it could be a shift in an attitude too, right? Like get your attitude right, with everything, especially if it's in regards to love. If it's in regards, right, like kiss my ass. That's what Cancer is telling me right now. Like kiss my ass. Don't talk to me about my fucking attitude. I love you. My mama was a Cancer. Okay. Right, but it's about your adventurous side coming out too and being more fun for you, right? Being more pleasurable and believing that you can have that without any hiccup. So it's like not going out and having a good time and then during that good time complaining about something else that got nothing to do with the good time right now. It's like, oh, I was talking to this person. Like it's just having the adventure without complaint during this transitor time, because what you say and what you do is expanding for you. Okay, so let's be mindful of that too. Don't be a drama queen, Cancer. Okay, Cancer sun, moon, rising, because Jupiter's up here and it's gonna expand your shit. So if you want to be like, oh, I'm never gonna find love, I'm never gonna or something with money or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you could possibly say that could sabotage you, anything, don't don't say it. Vacation time. Oh, but I heard someone right now like, I can't take a vacation. That's what I'm saying not to say. You get what I mean? Right? You're going on vacation and you're gonna have a good time. And you're not gonna complain about shit. And you're gonna enjoy yourself. Because you can, you will. If not you, then who? And if not now, then when? All right, Cancer, what is your affirmation? I like you. Okay, my mama was a Cancer. Okay. I am a contagious fireball of laughter and joy everywhere I go. Okay, so that means no complaining. You can't be that if you're complaining. This human experience should be full of smiles and laughter. Our laughter to work ratio needs attention. Besides the tickle monster, one way to pull out of a funk is to push yourself into a self-contagious laugh. Stand up with your hands on your hips and force yourself to start laughing. It will feel awkward. Look in the mirror if you have to too. It will feel awkward because you aren't happy and nothing is funny. But the obnoxious fake laugh will domino into a rampage of contagious real laughs. When you start laughing more, The lighthearted energy transfers to those around you and increases the beauty of their moods too. Each day, if you can make one person smile or laugh so hard they tinkle in their undies, your day is not wasted. Rage and create. This reminds me, I literally did this today with the kids. You know, I teach yoga. And so with the kids, we did towards the end of the position because there was a little girl. Literally, there's one little girl. If I can say that this little girl had a sign, she was Cancer.
Mhm.
Every kid was having such a great time in yoga, but not her. And she had complaints. And I'm not saying that she never does yoga because for the most part, always does yoga. So that this was just a mood day, right? So I'm just gonna say her mood today was a Cancer mood today, right? We're all here to have a great time. And she was focused on something that had nothing to do with even the yoga class. Okay. And so then towards the end, when we were like to cheer her up and stuff like that, I was like, come on, let's all of us cheer her up, right? So we all laid down and we did happy baby pose, right? And we grabbed our feet and we all started cracking up. She didn't do it. She did not do it. But when we all sat up, and if you looked at her, the smirk on her face, because she was trying her best not to smile. She was very much amused. Her attitude shifted. She was in a good mood now. And I guess I was supposed to share that story with you guys. Okay. All right. We are moving on. We did Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Hello, Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Hello, how are you doing? Hello, hello, hello to you. Right? Boom, there goes the dynamite. Boom, there goes the dynamite. I don't know. What I hear. Boom, there goes the dynamite. Boom, there goes the dynamite, right? Ooh, in your Merkaba lane, right? You're being brave. You're in your Merkaba lane. So it's like you have the opportunity to get yourself out of danger. Danger, danger, right? Especially in all arenas, all atmospheres, all arenas of your world. This is your card right here. I'm sorry, I didn't even show it to you, right? Jupiter arrives in your 10th house of career and public glory, right? So this is the opportunity for you to operate like a player, right? In your prime, right? You're being called to be elevated, evolutionized, right? On your platforms, in your leadership position, there's visibility for you. But that shadow element too, that's going to come out for you because you might get aggressive about that, right? Because Leos like attention. Leos want your attention. Leos crave the attention. They want that notoriety. They are the pride. They are the king and queen of the jungle. Hear me roar, right? So we're in this Jupiter expand. But remember, the laws of the universe are in command. And so when Leo becomes the aggressor for these types of wants, desires, like when you become an aggressor, it flees Leo, right? It's like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like it's like knowing your power, right? And so this is that opportunity, right? To heal yourself from any kind of plague, right? That has kept you away or out of the game or with a losing plot midway, right? While you're thinking things up, like you have this other kind of distorted view of something that you don't see, right? Because you're so headstrong focused on what you want to receive that you can miss a lot of things, right? So it's like, did I show you guys a card? Leo, I'm gonna I'm supposed to be showing you a card. Oh my goodness. Did I show it to you already? Oh my goodness. I know. I don't know. But if I did, oh my gosh. I went somewhere, didn't I? It was the Merkaba. In your Merkaba. Okay, thank you. I know I did it. I was like, what? I just went off and like my own little tangent. There we go. I wasn't supposed to shuffle that again. I'm sorry. Right? I'm so sorry. In Vedic astrology, I have a Leo rising, right? So, right? It's like, where are you ready to operate in your life specifically? Because you're being called, right, to elevate in that kind of position, but right, the seed that you're planting. So back to, I hope that you watched this whole entire video, because if you did, then you would know the reference. And if you don't understand the reference, then I would suggest that you watch the whole entire motherfucking video, right? But in regards to the last time that Jupiter was in Taurus, this transit in 2011 to 2012, this 12-year space of time, this planting, right? You could be looking for new ideas and taking action upon them, right? Preparing, starting, nurturing. That's great, because you're in this Merkaba type energy for yourself as well, right? So you're here to create this, right? So it's like awareness, right? There we go. The shedding of the skin with the snake too, right? So you may be missing something important. Oh my gosh, thank you, Spirit. Like, Spirit helps me to look, realize, awake, right? So be awake to a certain level of accountability for the leveling of responsibility that you have in your own life, and the things that you are creating, the things that you are reaching the top, and success is on the way, victory, fortune, gains, right? So, but the planting, right? So for those of you who tapped in, turned on, tuned in here with me, you're deep like the sea. And so you got some other energies, other astrological configurations that are helping out this kind of energy too, right? In you, right? That helps you to navigate a little bit more accountable, responsible, right? Evolutionary, in every kind of way. So only things are to come, of course, right? So you're reaching the top, right? And so it's like, you don't need to be aggressive about it. You don't need to be cunning, is the word I hear, right? But beauty, see the beauty in your life and in yourself. Bless ups, grace, thanks, right? Opening to a profound spiritual experience, vision, dream, journey at this time, right? And so that's like, so it could feel like a shock too, because it's new, right? And so, but you need to allow its natural arrival, right? Right. Approaching things sensitively, right? Gently and quietly, right? Kindly too, in all that you do, because you're conquering, you overcome struggles and heal old trauma. All of this takes time for your ascension, right? And all that you're creating and stuff like that. So it's like, what are you doing, crazy cat? So, right. So let me. So it's like, where are you looking, where are you ready to operate from as your most elevated version of yourself, right? And call me babe, right? So it's like even the seductress kind of energy, this enchantress type of energy, this um this seductive quality that is calling out to you. So it's like being in your divine feminine energy, empowered though, not chasing, empowered. You call me. Well, in the way that you call me babe. You understand? Like, it's just like, it's like, you see how she's sitting here? She don't gotta get up for a damn thing. Do you see what I'm talking about? So it's like, do you really need to try so hard? If you find yourself trying so hard, something's off. That could be your sign, right? And so you're working on allowing yourself this pacing, right? Because if you go back to the beginning of this video, right, we're talking about the patience that is needed, this 12-year cycle, right? As an example, doesn't mean it's going to take 12 years. How can I help you? Right? So here you are. The universe is like here to help you too, right? Keep up the good work, the aesthetic. So here I'm looking at the aesthetic. So you keeping up with your own aesthetic, your self-esteem, right? You could be fixing too, like your teeth, right? Or getting work done too. It doesn't have to be getting work done. I hate to use that as the example, but just going to the gym, working out, fixing your finances, looking real good, looking real like delicious, right? Yeah, look at her hair, right? This is great, right? So getting a new hairstyle, right? But being all natural beauty. Like even if you have makeup on or except, but like just right, like because it's helping you, right? Love yourself more. It's helping you to love yourself more at this time in such a way that it's going to arrive and you're going to be like, oh my God. And then when it arrives, this love of thyself, realizing your sense of worth, your value, and all this kind of stuff, and how it all just, you don't even gotta do a thing. So practice the art of receiving without having to try so hard. Maybe be timid, maybe be shy. Not timid, but maybe you've been shy about something that you want to roar about in your Merkaba, right? I put a spell on you because you're mine, right? And acting that way, knowing this, I am in my power. I am empowered. I'm the best version of myself right motherfucking now. Everything that I desire desires me too. That is my spell. My whole being is divine. I am mesmerized. I am mesmerizing. I put a spell on you. Cause I am the magic. I am the spell. I am the magic. Can't you tell? Keeping positive. I love that, right? So yeah, so this is a really opportunistic time for you to really come into your own. Like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, when she got initiated, right? She's like, wait, so I'm a slayer, you need me to slay all these vamps? You need me because I'm the star, right? You need me to deliver. You need me to arrive in this position of empowerment, knowing my position in this environment, right? And so it's like, so right now, the patience happening for you right now in this community, this rise, this iconic rise of some sort, right? Is like you're midway into your own personal debut, right? I like that. I like that. Lifesaver, right? So what is your affirmation, Leo? Ooh. I welcome and expect magic, miracles, wizards, and source into my life. Many illusions within this world have taught you that you are realistic if you doubt magic, miracles, wizards, and source. But the truth is, you are realistic only if you expect magic, miracles, wizards, and swords. And what you expect, you shall have in abundance. It's time to give that wand a twirl. Do you have wands like me? Oh my goodness, you must have wands. You might like wands. I love wands. Do I have one right next to me right now? I have one right next to me right now. I have so many things right now. But yeah, are you a wand person? I even make fucking wands, okay? Like that's how, like, oh, look at, oh, and there's another one for you. Oh, you got two. You see what I'm saying? The magnitude of my power is always in the now. Look at, because now is one. WON. It's madness to freak out about the future because it hasn't happened yet. It's not guaranteed. What happens if you shift your focus to the power you have in each moment? Steps turn into miles, which turn into globe trotting. Kisses turn into sexy time, which turn into babies. Words turn into pages, which turn into novels. Notes turn into songs, which turn into symphony. Go slow, steady, and with intent. If you really understood the enormousness of your power, you wouldn't be scared of shit. And I love that for you. All right. Thank you so much. Moving on. Right, moving on. We are moving on. Right, so we are moving on to Virgo. Virgo sun, moon, rise. Virgo sun, moon, rise. Virgo sun, moon, rise. Hi, Virgos. In Western astrology, I have a Virgo rising. Virgos, you guys are the Hermit card. The wise sage, right, who speaks highest ground, who wish to attain clarity and peace because of all the neurotic energies existing deep, because sensitive be you, right? What do we have here? Tentacles, tentacles, tentacles. Chakra recalibration. We got Jupiter corresponding to Zeus, Odin, whatever. But Jupiter is in your ninth house of expanding horizons. This is all about your own personal spiritual development, something you want to call a voyage, your tentacles. You could be studying stuff too. This is about making big fucking moves, Virgo. Big moves. Opportunities for you to actually pursue. But the challenge for you is to break your own routines. And this routine is going to be different for different Virgos too, right? Because the illusion is about the control. And then also some of you might have certain kind of anxieties that can cause you to stagnate or procrastinate or cancel certain kind of things. So now you're like, you might be wanting to globe trot, right? I'm just saying, like, I'm just speaking metaphorically too, right? But pursuing something, right, that is affecting your personal relationship with yourself, because relationships, I feel like relationships are key here, right? And it's the development of that, right? So it might be let's say you pursuing your dreams and all this kind of stuff, and you also want a relationship. You want that special someone or something, right? So maybe like growing, like meeting travel buddies, right? Because I'm just saying, like, it's just an idea, right? But like not being alone, right? Or feeling that type of way. And it's reminding me of, I hope that you watched this whole video, and if not, this is telling you to go watch the whole fucking video so you know the reference that I'm talking about. But like the card of when he was hanging, right? The hangman, right? And the person was giving the person on the hangman the water. So it's like the surrender that you give to all the things that you surrender to, right? But the change in that surrender, now realizing that you are experiencing a sudden transformation and begin renew, that the alone part of you, or the part of you that might hermit or feel kind of isolated or away from the world, is shifting, that being more open to that Pisces in your 7th house of relationships, right? You are being healed and given divine guidance, right? To trust, right? Because the journey of the hermit is one of a shared journey, and that's part of the lesson, right? See, like with me, with the Virgo in my chart, how I see that it has influenced me greatly is my isolation, right? And I know I have strong Pisces in my chart too, which just adds to the escapism. But like I tend to self-isolate if upset or going through certain kind of thing. And I go into my hermit-like mode and stuff like that. And I close down, I shut down from my environment. And so let's say you've lived a life doing this, right? But now having a partner or someone to share in this pursuit with, you're starting to realize too, because I know that they say Saturn's in Pisces. I debunked that. You could go check out the video as to why I debunked that. But I even in the debunking, I said it's percolating. So if Saturn's percolating in Pisces, right, and Pisces is in your 7th house of relationships, right, then part of this opportunity Jupiter is lending into you is for you to get your mindset right about how you want to view the rest of the world, and your sharing of that experience with others in this world is like, oh, I'm forever alone, I'm always a hermit. Like, stop saying that. Like, I catch myself, I say this, I'm a hermit. I'm in great company when I'm by myself because I take pride and enjoy my own company. But sister gotta act right. Do you want to be in your own company for motherfucking forever? Let's get real here. Right? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That was just like the best way I can say that to you with love. Right? The medicine that you need to attend to your health and help others heal, restore, rest, mend. So this could be, you could have been in a resting period, right? And now it's like friendship, you know, for my celibates and my abstinence out there, and those that are choosing that path. Or maybe too, you might be starting the path of celibacy, abstinence for your own sacred union within yourself. So building and forging a friendship within your own being first, that's the first step. Like even after doing something like that is a friendship you're forging with yourself of respect, right? And then now, because you do that, you find a friend. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like unifying that which you need to unify. Look for courtship, potential, the potential. Look at this transition. What the fuck, Virgo? What the fuck? This could be meeting somebody too. I don't want to talk like that and know we're like having this potential with some work. You are able to reach your goals, action, ambition, hope, right? The potential for this courtship. You are romancing or being romanced now, or this is to occur with this unity within you. Like, this might be a spiritual relationship activation for you at this Jupiterian Taurus and Jupiter time. That makes sense. Like so someone here could be like, oh, I'm just focused on school, work, and all this kind of stuff, and getting right within themselves and getting to the truth in themselves. Like, look at like that lone wolf type thing, right? That lone wolf, that hermit, that like that ability to be good in your own company. But the secret is out. You want to be in other company too. And that's the lesson of the hermit, to discover that there is a sharing that they crave, they want to. And they're mastering that too, right? I love that for you, right? Security. You're being shielded from adversity and loss, stable, strong, and safe. You're safe. So keep it positive, right? While you go through this massive transition, that's a major transformation in how you view relationships, how you shelter yourself away from anything being able to take place, because you close yourself off. So it's like being more open, right, to an experience, right? Because you also keeping it positive. You're keeping it positive, which is really good, right? So, but like this is like a metamorphosis and a changing, right? Because when I think of like Zeus and I think of Odin and I think of these gods, right? Their abilities to change their forms, right? They change their forms from people to animal to this to that and stuff like that, right? And so like I feel like that's what's happening for you. You're changing into a new form. It's like the metamorphosis of a butterfly from caterpillar to butterfly, right? And so this house of relationships for you, I feel like it's coming up strong. And the right, it's coming up strong, and you're like, I say that, but there's something right working. So this is the shadow side. Watch this whole fucking video because we talk about shadow and the shadow too, and how that's going to come up even in the positivity too, right? This is a great time for greatness and opportunity for all this kind of stuff. But anywhere that you're feeling trapped, that's going to be the shadow work you have to do. Right? The shadow work of where you feel trapped and who's coming to rescue you. What idea do you have in your mind about this kind of stuff? And what are you being so closed off and tied up about or stuck, right? How can I help you? Right? How can I help you? Some of you could be seeing a therapist or having a mentor. Lifesaver, right? How to save a life. Right? How to save a life. What is your affirmation, Virgo? Because we gotta keep it moving. Thank you so much for meeting me here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Right?
I'm here. I got low hands, okay?
I didn't even show like it was this fucking finger. I should ask my grandma, do I look like a professional shuffler now? Okay, what is gonna be Virgo's affirmation? All right, let's see. I am only available for kick-ass things that make me feel serene. Reserve your time and energy for projects, people, and experiences that excite, support, and fuel your growth, especially being as sensitive as you are, okay? Right? Make yourself unavailable for anything that makes you feel like poo immediately. You hear me? Rather than folding into the conformity majority, be a little more selfish and demand the unique life you truly deserve. Be relentless in your truth. Stop caring about what everyone else wants you to care about. Ignore toxic people who aren't in line with your vision. Befriend, study, and help people who are. Create habits and environments that help strengthen your mind and allow you to thrive. From now on, you are only available for kick-ass things that make you feel serene. Capiche? See. All right, I love that for you. Thank you so much, Virgo. I love you. All right, we are moving on to, we are moving on to Aries Taurus Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra. I wrote Libra. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I cannot tell you. I don't know what the fuck happened there. I mean, a lot of things came to mind, but we're not going to talk about that at this time. So, anywho. Moving on to Libra. Libra sun, moon, rise. Right? So, speaking of metamorphosis, right? Libra is all about, it's the, hold on. I'm actually going to continue this when I get back because I just realized the time. And although you didn't have to know all of that kind of thing, I'm kind of glad that choking thing happened. Yeah, don't choke on what you need to speak into the universe or into existence. Don't let them choke you up either. I'll be back. So I'm gonna see if this can hold out and stuff like that. But I am so tired. And so this is gonna be, I'm even just wondering how I'm gonna squeeze it in tomorrow. But this might take 2 or 3 days to record. And if for whatever reason it doesn't hold its spot, please watch part 2, if anything, right? Which will continue from Libra. Sun, moon, rising. But either way, if it holds the spot, then definitely. Oh, hold on. Yeah, so I'll continue from Libra, but I do need to sleep. It is so late. I've been up since so early. It's hours later too from where I left off, and things seem to still be where I left it. My cats do knock anything down and all this kind of stuff. My grandpa, my mama, and me, we all here. Okay. So anyway, I'll see you soon. See you, Dream.